let's imagine that we're working for Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos makes $10 million per year. And he wants to know how much money is he going to have after 3 years if his MARR is 6%. So let's forget about MARR for a second and let's just think about it logically. Well, Jeff Bezos, you make $10 million every year, and if you work for 3 years, then you're going to have $30 million at the end of 3 years, right? I mean, that's obvious. No, that's not right. And the reason why is because Jeff Bezos is a businessman. He doesn't just let money sit in his bank accounts. He invests that money, and he expects to make money off of his money, off of his investments. So for example, you've got that $10 million, Jeff Bezos, and maybe you want to invest it in Pizza Hut. Well, let's take a look at Pizza Hut. So here's Pizza Hut. If you invest in Pizza Hut, you're going to get a 1% return every year. So what that means is that if you invest $100 into Pizza Hut, you're going to make $1 back every year. If you invest $10 million into Pizza Hut, then you're going to make back $100,000 every year, which is pretty good for most of us, right? I would be pretty happy making $100,000 every year. But the thing is, right, when you invest in a business, it's a lot of work. It's not just like trading stocks. Let's say you're actually investing in this business. You're helping to build it, you're helping to advertise it, you're helping to maintain it. It's a lot of work. And 1% just might not cut it for you. And, certainly for Jeff Bezos, 1% is not good. You got to have some standards if you're Jeff Bezos. So you keep looking around, and maybe you find this other business. It's a private hospital, and this hospital, it makes 7% of a return. Well, you go back to your boss and you say, hey, 7% okay? And he says, man, stop bothering me. I'm just going to tell you, you need to make investments in businesses that make more than 6% every year. That's my minimum, right? Minimum acceptable rate of return. Minimum acceptable rate of return. That's the rate of return. That's the interest that you earn off the money that you invest. So 7% is really good because he says his minimum is 6%, right? So you're going to invest your money here. But the thing is, you're an accountant and you haven't decided where to invest the money into yet. So when your boss comes over with $10 million and says, hey, how much money am I going to make if I invest $10 million into your account every year? You have to give him an answer. And specifically, it would be good if you gave him an answer that's conservative, right? If you tell him you're going to make $10 trillion and he's like, whoa, that's great, here's my $10 million, and then you turn off with, $1 billion instead of $1 trillion, he's going to be peeved, right? But if you tell him that he's going to make $5 million every year and you end up making 7, then that's good. He'll be happy. So you set the expectations. So he says that he wants you to invest in companies that make 6% return or more. So you're going to do the math using 6% return because that'll give you the minimum amount of money that he should expect to get back. Okay, so how much money is he going to get back? Well, let's think about it like this. On day one, he gives you $10 million. And at the end of the year, if you invested that $10 million into enterprises that make 6% back, you should expect to make 10 million multiplied by 1.06. Whatever that value is, I don't know. I think that's about 10,600,000, but that's how much money Jeff Bezos should expect to have after year 1. So year 1, he should have that much money back. But he's asking about 3 years, right? So let's look at year 2 and year 3. In year 2, he's going to give you another $10 million because every year he makes that much money. So how much money does he have in his bank account now? Well, now he has that $10 million and he has that $10 million from last year That's already accrued interest, like that. So that's how much money you start off at the beginning of the year. Then you invest that money again. And what ends up happening is that new money that you put in, that gains interest, right? So that 10 million turns into this 10 million times 1.06. And this 10 million times 1.06, that 10,600,000 is also going to mature. So you're going to have 10 million times 1.06 times 1.06. Okay, so that's how much money you're going to have after 2 years. Then after 3 years, he's going to put in another $10 million like this. And you're going to have that 10 million from last year. And you're going to have that 10 million from 2 years back, which is 1.06, 1.06, like so. And at the end of that year, this 10 million is going to turn into 10 million 1.06. This 10 million is going to turn into 10 million 1.06 times 1.06. And this 10 million at the bottom is going to turn into 10 million times 1.06 times 1.06 times 1.06. And so when you actually do the math, you'll be able to figure out how much money he's going to have in 3 years, which is just the sum of all of these guys, which I don't have a calculator in my hand handy, so I don't know, but I'm sure you can do this yourself. So that's a general idea of MARR. In summary, MARR is just the minimum amount of return that this money has to generate every single year. And so when you use the MARR to calculate how much money you're going to generate in the future, that's a conservative guess. Conservative guess. And it's always good to be conservative with money, right? You don't want to think that you're going to have more money in the future than you might actually have, because that will make you sad. It's much better to think you're not going to have a lot of money in the future and then actually have more money, than that'll make you happy.